Today we embark on a profound exploration into a truth of great significance, one that serves as the key to transformative change. The pivotal shift occurs when you engage in a dialogue with yourself that is both accurate and affirming. Within this video, we shall delve into the extraordinary potency of self-talk, delving into the intricate ways in which the words we choose to harbor internally possess the capability to mold the very fabric of our reality. Our objective is to unravel the mysteries encapsulated in positive self-communication, beholding the enchantment it unfurls in our lives, a discourse centered on the language of self-compassion. Our expedition commences with an in-depth comprehension of the intricacies embedded in the language of self-compassion. The words we utilize in our self-dialogue carry significant weight. Replacing self-criticism with kind and understanding words initiates a significant change in our mindset. Embracing self-compassion becomes a vehicle through which we can recognize our errors without subjecting ourselves to judgment. This, in turn, cultivates a serene internal landscape characterized by acceptance, a transformative journey from negative self-talk to an affirming inner dialogue. The weight of negative self-talk is akin to a burdensome load. A persuasive appeal is made to the mind to transmute the burdensome energy of negativity into the buoyant essence of positivity. Confronted with a negative thought, the conscious practice of replacing it with a positive affirmation becomes the linchpin of this transformation. For instance, the metamorphosis from "I can't do this" to "I am capable and strong" illustrates the power of reframing our internal discourse. This deliberate act serves as an invitation for optimism and the cultivation of an unwavering self-belief that permeates our existence. The power of affirmations. Affirmations are like seeds we plant in the garden of our minds. Convince your mind to embrace the power of positive affirmations. Regularly repeat phrases like "I am worthy," "I am loved," and "I am deserving of all good things." Affirmations, when spoken sincerely, have the ability to reshape our self-perception and attract positive experiences, encouraging self-love. Self-love stands as the foundational cornerstone of a life rich in fulfillment. It beckons for a profound persuasion of the mind, urging it to engage in a self-dialogue steeped in love and gentleness. The directive is clear. Treat yourself with the same tenderness you would extend to a cherished friend. In this quest, the cultivation of a positive inner dialogue emerges, one that not only acknowledges but also wholeheartedly appreciates your distinctive qualities while embracing the beautiful imperfections that make you uniquely you. The ripple effect of unconditional self-love extends beyond the boundaries of self, radiating outward to permeate the world, creating an inviting aura that draws love into your life. An essential facet of this journey is the embrace of a positive self-image. Acknowledging the profound influence of self-talk on our self-image, the mind is implored to adopt a positive lens through which to view oneself. This involves a conscientious effort to appreciate even the smallest strengths and achievements, relegating self-doubt to the periphery and ushering in the empowering embrace of self-assurance. The symbiotic relationship between belief in one's capabilities and the alignment with success and confidence is underscored, a natural consequence of nurturing positive self-talk. The insidious presence of self-limiting beliefs, often surreptitiously harbored, is a recognized impediment to progress. The mind is called upon to rise to the challenge, to actively confront and displace these limiting beliefs. The pivotal shift occurs when the thought, "I can't," is swiftly replaced with the empowering affirmation, "I can learn how." This reframing of limitations as opportunities for growth emerges as a transformative strategy, endowing one with the strength to surmount obstacles and ascend to unprecedented heights. A paradigm shift towards a grateful mindset becomes the next focal point. Gratitude, described as a language comprehensible to the universe, is advocated as a powerful tool. The mind is encouraged to express gratitude, not only for the blessings, but also for the challenges encountered. By redirecting focus from perceived lacks to a profound appreciation for what one possesses, a harmonious flow of positive energy is invoked, shaping a life steeped in abundance and positivity. In essence, the journey towards self-love, positive self-image, overcoming limitations, gratitude and self-confidence is paved with the intentional and affirmative language of self-talk. This deliberate internal dialogue, rich in love, appreciation and empowerment, serves as the catalyst for transformative personal growth and a life that resonates with fulfillment. Granting forgiveness to oneself emerges as an integral part of the human experience, recognizing that errors and missteps are inherent to our nature. The mind is implored to undergo a transformative process, persuading itself to release the shackles of past mistakes. In this endeavor, the key lies in convincing the mind to extend forgiveness to oneself, relinquishing the burdens of guilt and self-blame. This involves a conscious acknowledgement of past errors, not as insurmountable failures, but as invaluable opportunities for personal growth. The language employed in this internal dialogue is one of forgiveness and understanding, providing the emotional latitude to traverse forward with a heart unburdened and a mind unclouded. The architecture of one's thoughts, described as the sculptor of reality, is highlighted in the pursuit of creating a vision infused with positivity. The mind is enlisted in the task of architecting a positive narrative for life, wherein goals and dreams are not merely aspirations, but vividly envisioned realities. Visualization is presented as a potent tool, urging the mind to crystallize its aspirations with clarity and imbue them with an optimistic hue. Aligning self-talk with positivity is posited as the catalyst that sets forth the energies requisite for the materialization of dreams into tangible realities. Navigating the labyrinth of challenges requires the adoption of self-compassion as a guiding principle. The mind is tasked with the role of becoming its own ally during difficult moments. Rather than succumbing to self-criticism in the face of perceived failures, the directive is to foster an inner dialogue characterized by the same gentleness one would extend to a friend traversing a challenging path. Embracing self-compassion is underscored as the linchpin, inviting resilience and emotional fortitude into one's life. Challenges are reframed as opportunities for growth through the lens of non-judgmental acknowledgement. A call to celebrate the mosaic of victories, no matter how diminutive, permeates the narrative. The mind is encouraged to direct its focus towards each incremental step forward, shedding light on the tendency to overshadow small victories in favor of grand achievements. This recalibration involves a deliberate effort to recognize and commemorate progress, regardless of its scale. The infusion of positivity and motivation into self-talk is portrayed as a consequence of appreciating the journey and the exertion invested. The pursuit of inner peace is heralded as a precious gift, attainable through intentional self-talk. The mind is urged to converse with itself in a language that nurtures tranquility, replacing the cacophony of self-doubt with the serene tones of self-assurance. This internal dialogue becomes the architect of a sanctuary within the mind, a refuge where solace can be sought amidst the storms of life. Encouraging a symbiotic relationship with your intuition emerges as a foundational principle. The inherent wisdom of your intuition is underscored, prompting your mind to embrace the subtle guidance conveyed by your inner voice. Convincing your mind to place trust in the whispers of intuition becomes a pivotal task, wherein positive self-talk becomes the conduit to validate this internal knowing. Strengthening the connection with your intuition is portrayed as a transformative outcome, paving the way for decisions that resonate with your highest good. The acceptance of imperfections is positioned as an authentic act of self-love, dismantling the illusion of perfection. The mind is impelled to engage in a dialogue characterized by grace and acceptance, recognizing that imperfections contribute to the beautiful tapestry of individuality. By addressing one's flaws with kindness, the internal pressure of conforming to unrealistic standards is alleviated, fostering a climate of authenticity and genuine self-expression. Harnessing the creative power of the phrase "I am" is depicted as a conscious endeavor to mold self-identity. The mind is beckoned to wield mindfulness in the choice of words following these potent two words. Shifting from negative affirmations like "I am weak" or "I am tired" to positive ones such as "I am strong" or "I am energized" is advocated. This intentional selection of positive "I am" statements is positioned as a transformative force, reshaping the contours of self-identity and invoking energies of strength, vitality, and confidence. The inevitability of change is stressed, deeming it integral to life. Urging the mind not just to accept, but welcome change is crucial. The conversation encourages self-talk with adaptability and resilience, transforming uncertainties into adventurous opportunities. The metaphor of winds of change propelling towards new horizons emphasizes the potential in embracing change. The odyssey of self-discovery is celebrated as a sacred pilgrimage, urging the mind to embark on this journey with curiosity and joy. The conventional fear associated with uncovering aspects of oneself is reframed as an opportunity for excitement. The language employed encourages an anticipation of the process of self-discovery, portraying it as a fascinating adventure towards heightened self-awareness and profound transformation. Patience is lauded as an indispensable virtue in the realm of personal transformation. Convincing the mind to adopt a patient and understanding language in self-talk becomes pivotal. The gradual nature of personal growth is emphasized, with each small step forward deemed as significant. Cultivating patience within self-talk is portrayed as a liberating force, relieving the self-imposed pressure of adhering to unrealistic timelines and allowing the journey of personal evolution to unfold organically. Sending love to your past self involves recognizing the journey shaped by its experiences and choices. The mind is encouraged to extend love and forgiveness to the past self, advocating for a compassionate and grateful dialogue instead of dwelling on regrets. The transformative act of releasing the weight of the past is portrayed as a means to liberate the present self, facilitating a forward movement infused with lightness and a renewed sense of purpose. Embracing the potent force of self-forgiveness is positioned as a self-gift, encompassing the pardoning of one's mistakes and shortcomings. The mind is urged to engage in a dialogue characterized by forgiveness, shedding any remnants of guilt or self-blame. The understanding that the past doesn't dictate one's identity, but rather shapes their path, becomes a pivotal message. Embracing self-forgiveness is depicted as an emancipating force, enabling a forward journey unburdened by the weight of past mistakes. Cultivating self-compliments is advocated as a practice often overlooked, despite proficiency in complimenting others. The mind is prompted to genuinely compliment itself, acknowledging achievements, regardless of their perceived magnitude. The celebration extends to recognizing personal virtues like kindness, resilience, and talents. This self-appreciation is positioned as a means to elevate self-esteem and foster a positive self-image, influencing the perception of one's worth. Conquering self-doubt is acknowledged as a formidable challenge, yet convincing the mind to overcome it emerges as an empowering endeavor. The language of self-assurance is presented as the antidote to self-doubt, with the mind encouraged to affirm its competence. In moments when self-doubt infiltrates, counteracting it with affirmations such as "I am capable" or "I am worthy" is proposed. The consistent challenge of self-doubt is framed as a pathway to constructing a resilient mindset, rendering one unstoppable in the face of challenges. Cultivating inner strength is presented as an acknowledgement of one's superpower, forged through the crucible of positive self-talk. The imperative is to persuade the mind of its resilience and inner fortitude by engaging in a self-dialogue that revisits past triumphs over adversity. Reminiscing about the challenges overcome becomes a method to tap into a well of courage, providing the wherewithal to navigate even the most formidable situations with a blend of grace and determination. Conveying gratitude for the body is depicted as an act of recognizing its marvel, a vessel that propels one through life's journey. The mind is encouraged to speak to the body with gratitude, acknowledging its abilities, resilience, and unique beauty. The expression of gratitude is positioned as a transformative practice, fostering a positive body image that, in turn, contributes to enhanced self-confidence and self-love. Creating positive self-talk affirmations is underscored as a potent strategy for reshaping one's mindset. The mind is urged to fashion personalized affirmations that resonate deeply, specifically targeting insecurities or challenges. Crafting statements that address areas like confidence is recommended, with the daily repetition of these affirmations serving as a mechanism to reprogram the mind and supplant negative beliefs with empowering ones. Honoring one's emotional space is depicted as a fundamental acknowledgement of the validity of one's emotions. The mind is persuaded to treat emotions with understanding and gentleness, avoiding suppression, and instead advocating for acknowledgement and processing. The adoption of the language of emotional intelligence is portrayed as a transformative tool that, when embraced, cultivates resilience and self-awareness, ultimately paving the way for emotional balance. Reflecting on personal growth is positioned as a mindful exercise, urging the mind to celebrate the journey undertaken. Speaking to oneself with pride about the progress made, the lessons learned, and the evolving self becomes a means to reinforce a sense of self-worth. The act of reflecting on growth is portrayed as a poignant reminder that one is in a perpetual state of evolution, perpetually becoming a refined version of oneself. Embracing self-appreciation transcends the mere acknowledgement of achievements. The mind is convinced to appreciate its essence, the unique qualities that define individuality. Speaking positively about intrinsic qualities such as kindness, creativity, and resilience is emphasized as a means to foster self-love and acceptance, fostering a profound sense of inner fulfillment. Cultivating self-talk as a daily ritual is positioned as a transformative habit. The mind is encouraged to dedicate brief moments each day to affirm oneself positively, whether in the morning to set a positive tone or before bedtime to reflect on accomplishments. The consistent engagement in positive self-talk is portrayed as an evolution from an occasional practice to an integral component of the journey towards self-love. Expressing self-gratitude is depicted as a practice that transcends external factors, encouraging the mind to extend gratitude inwardly. The imperative is to convince the mind to express gratitude for personal qualities such as resilience, the capacity to learn, and the ability to love. The self is urged to engage in positive self-talk about the inherent beauty of one's spirit, unique perspective, and the love extended to the world. This expression of self-gratitude is positioned as a transformative act, fostering a profound sense of self-worth and contentment. Affirming boundaries is presented as crucial for well-being, with the mind being urged to clearly establish and affirm these boundaries. Convincing the mind to speak with conviction while setting limits in relationships and various situations is emphasized. Effective communication of boundaries is portrayed as an act that honors personal needs and safeguards energy. Positive self-talk in this context is portrayed as an empowering tool, facilitating the maintenance of healthy relationships and the cultivation of self-respect. Embracing the power of visualization is highlighted as a potent technique for shaping reality, with the mind being urged to incorporate positive self-talk into visualization practices. The imperative is to speak to oneself about dreams and desires in the present tense, as if they are already unfolding. Engaging in positive self-talk during visualization is presented as an amplifier of the manifestation process, aligning thoughts and actions with goals. Becoming one's own cheerleader in moments of self-doubt is positioned as an empowering stance. The mind is urged to speak words of encouragement, mirroring the support of a caring friend. Self-reminders of past successes and inner strength are encouraged. This self-cheerleading is depicted as a confidence and self-belief booster, transforming self-doubt into a stepping stone for personal growth. Speaking to the inner child with tenderness is presented as an acknowledgement of the innocent and vulnerable aspects within. The mind is persuaded to speak to the inner child using gentle and reassuring language, addressing past wounds with kindness and understanding. Nurturing the inner child through positive self-talk is depicted as a healing process, fostering self-compassion and self-love by tending to old scars. Embracing the language of acceptance is portrayed as a transformative force, with the mind being convinced to engage in radical self-acceptance. This involves speaking to oneself with acceptance, acknowledging both flaws and uniqueness. The act of complete self-acceptance is presented as a liberating force, breaking free from the chains of self-judgment and paving the way for genuine self-love. Fostering positive self-expectations is portrayed as a pivotal factor in shaping one's reality. The directive is to convince the mind to establish optimistic expectations for oneself. The recommendation is to engage in positive self-talk concerning personal potential and the myriad possibilities that await. The process involves replacing doubts with unwavering convictions. By nurturing an expectation of greatness, an internal spark of ambition is ignited, propelling individuals toward accomplishments they might have once considered unattainable. Conquering fear with self-assurance is presented as a transformative endeavor. Fear, often a hindrance to realizing true potential, is to be confronted by convincing the mind to embrace self-assurance. The strategy involves speaking courageously to oneself, reaffirming personal capabilities when faced with fear. Positive self-talk becomes a tool to acknowledge and assert one's strength and resilience. By reframing fear as a challenge to be met, individuals empower themselves to overcome obstacles and embrace novel opportunities. Embracing self-complacency is identified as a potential obstacle to personal growth. The imperative is to convince the mind to eschew self-complacency through the application of positive self-talk as a motivational force. Engaging in self-dialogue about goals and dreams becomes a means to kindle the flames of ambition. Positive self-talk acts as a countermeasure to complacency, fostering a sense of urgency and enthusiasm for continual self-improvement. Sustaining the journey with self-love above all is positioned as a guiding principle. The directive is to convince the mind to engage in self-talk infused with the utmost love and tenderness. The call is to embrace both mistakes and victories, adopting a self-dialogue akin to that with a cherished friend. By showering oneself with affection and acceptance through positive self-talk, individuals create a resilient foundation. This foundation enables them to navigate life's challenges with grace and unwavering self-belief.